don't even know what this is.
I feel you too. Like, I don't know the layout at all. I don't know that I've ever actually driven this. Yo, what up, Venom?
Oh god.
Going double file.
It'll be okay, I think. Just patient. And do the thing. Oh, my shit's not. My pedals aren't working. Oh no. They've come unplugged. Oh, this is horrific.
That was how I made my return to ACC. Forgetting to plug in your pedals? Priceless. But eventually, I did get going.
Drive, go.
Oh, he's moving! He's moving!
Once I was up and moving, I was just trying to get my grips with the track. I've never raced on the Hungaroring before, and so I was really trying to feel my way around the track, understand where I was, and start to get my flow and my feeling. Once I started to kind of feel a groove, I really started to catch people and the rest of the pack that walked away from me while I was waiting, and plugging in my pedals.
And this. That was quite the line there, anyway.
Appreciate it. It's all going wrong. The pressure is kicking in.
Pressure was on for Yoy, but I was finally starting to feel my groove and really starting to feel the track. Following was actually helping, and I was able to see that I was getting the hang of it faster. But then I spun because I was too
I've
confident.
gone too far.
Oh my god.
We've gone too far, Coach, for a disabled car here.
Luckily, I was able to save the
I don't know
car.
why I just decided to floor it. Yes, I do, because I've been playing f***ing Forza, and that's always the answer. Forza, that's not the answer here. Alright, I got 4 minutes. The rundown guy.
That was my mission, plain and simple. I was going to do everything I could, and I started to pick up the pace heavily.
Oh, we're getting it. Let's go. Fastest lap of the race. Let's do it.
I'm so. What?
I just ran a 48.6 or 48.4.
Bruh.
What?
And I wasn't done there. My laps were only going to continue to get faster and faster.
48.1.
52-4.
Eventually, going into the last lap of the race, well, I was able to finally overtake Yoy, which was great, especially as I had just spun out not too long ago, trying to do the same thing. But I wanted to stay on board here because this is the fastest lap that I was able to put down during this race. Unfortunately, Yoy had an incident behind.
Yes. I have severe damage to my car. I was like, I gotta catch him. Oh, well, that's the race. Okay. Oh, man.
Oh, it was going so well, too. It was a good fucking race.
My favorite part was where we sat for like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, my wheels and pedals work now, so we'll get the next one. If you want, I can walk you through what I'm doing. I still don't feel comfortable here yet. Like, I don't really know exactly what gears I want, but
I'm
Getting
over
there.
braking.
Over-brake?
That's the biggest issue that I'm seeing. Like
Braking
corners
too
where I
early?
shouldn't be braking. Not even that, just like paranoid. Like, can I send it? Can I coast? And instead of that, I'm just braking. Like tapping or full. God, dude, we just ran a 47?
I'm
Hello?
moving, dude.
Dude, he is fuming. I need to get POV of this.
And for the last lap of the race, more or less just brought it home nice and clean. Not the best lap, but we still somehow placed second.
you! I came in second. What? Hello?
After that, I made a couple changes to my tune and immediately hopped back into qualifying to see if I could improve upon my 47.9 that I had run in the previous race. Not bad for, picking up a brand new track and just trying to dissect it. I really found myself shedding lots of time very quickly, and going back into the qualifying after the changes, I was able to match my time from the previous race, and it was a lot easier to get, more comfortable. My 47.9 was enough to get me second place on the grid going into the race. Now, I was in first all the way up until the last seconds, and then the McLaren swooped in to take the pole position away from me. It's alright, it happens, but it was also a good sign. And then I was going to have to fight and chase this person because they were faster than me. And because I'm learning the track, this was ideal. So for me, this race was about one thing: learning as much as possible.
Are you really diving on the first turn? Okay. Oh, now my line is gone. Okay. When I least expect it, it just disappeared.
It just, like, mid-race?
No, like this race. Like, quality was there, but for the race, it's gone.
Lovely.
After the opening of the race, I was able to get into that clear air right behind the McLaren. There was a bunch of jostling for position behind, between the Lamborghini, Yoi, and the Bentley, and there was a lot of small little battles happening. As you can see, Yoi was a bit frustrated with the outcomes of those battles, and there wasn't a lot of respect given, it seems, back in the pack. But ahead of the pack, CW and myself are starting to finally pull away. We're starting to create space between us and the rest of the field, and this is really where I am able to start buckling down and seeing differences.
Dude braked, and then he lagged backwards. So I just flew into him.
No, dude, that's the worst. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, on like that slow, weird, twisty bit with like the sausage curves in the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. That fucking sucks.
Real. I'm not focused at all. Oh, the cars.
Alright, Ando. I see you. In magical TC setting. What the f? I feel like I can just put my foot in it when I want. Oh. Alright, cool. You saved it. Goodness. Not how you do it.
Though that might not be how you do it, I was starting to notice a couple of trends with the race between myself and the McLaren. And the main things that I was noticing was the McLaren was taking very, very wide lines. Now, that makes sense. As a mid-engine car, you need the wider lines to maintain your stability. But these lines that he was taking, they kept leaving doors open and opportunities for me to really close the gaps in the first half of the track. But as soon as we got to these faster sections of the track that weren't quite as tight, the McLaren really just started to walk away with it. You could see it was better at the mid-corner and being able to hold its speed more, but I was able to out-accelerate it, and overall I would say that my car was a bit more balanced.
Yeah, if you're satisfied with your numbers, that would be greatly interested in having your tune.
47.7.
As you see, following him was really starting to improve my pace.
Yeah, I will get
That's
you these numbers, and I'll be able to actually fix it because I'm a little bit off on my PSI as it looks like. I need to go 0.1 down on the front right, and I need to go 0.1 up on the... Very close.
Sounds good. That's a PR for you, right? 47.7?
Yes.
Sweet.
Racing those dudes help me a lot.
That would be the continued trend. Racing and trying to chase this driver who was in every single way a bit faster than me around this track was helping me to find more pace because I couldn't let them get away. I had to stay as close as possible, and in that process it forced me to really trust my lines, really trust my gears, and really trust where I was putting the car. Ultimately, this led to me hitting these faster times over and over and over. They were easier for me to do because I was actively using what I had learned to maintain my pace.
This is a fun-ass track.
Now, my goal, as I had started to feel more comfortable and really started to enjoy the car and the track combination, was to just keep pushing the pace, keep extrapolating more speed, keep going just a little bit harder from lap to lap, just so that
Oh, dude!
I could continue
46.2?
off the
Oh
clock.
my god, dude, that's a PR for this lobby. Oh my god.
Chasing this guy is really helping, like...
Wow.
Like 45's in it for sure.
And that was going to be the case. Eventually we did hit 45s in this car. Unfortunately it was not during this race, so don't get your hopes up. Anyways, going back to the chase, I was just trying to keep everything smooth, everything clean, and trying to gain my time during the first half of the track where I knew I was faster, and I was trying to keep the McLaren in my range, at least in range to still apply some pressure during the back half of the track, from probably that back chicane all the way down to the very last switchback hairpins. The McLaren definitely seemed to be able to just pull away from me and seemed to do it very easily. Very, very good through that corner especially. It seemed to hold almost 10 to 20 miles an hour more than I even could. But unfortunately, you know, both of us were, it seemed, trying to find breakpoints still, and we were both trying to get comfy. So he dives too far on the 90 right, and I immediately dive too far going into this first hairpin.
Oh, great.
But our pace is right next to each other. We are running almost identical laps, so realistically this is going to come down to who can maintain their pace better. Since we're so close and the gap really hasn't spread much, or you know, it hasn't widened, it hasn't narrowed since the start of the race really. This is going to come down to consistency. If he can stay consistent and I can't, I'm going to lose. If I stay consistent and keep pushing the pace, I know I can catch him eventually, because his general pace is very close to mine, but I think that my lap time potential, because of how little I've driven this track, has it's way higher. So all I have to do is keep it clean, don't hit him, avoid contact, avoid mistakes, hit my marks, and drive my race. If I can continue to drive my race, I will reel him in. And that's exactly what starts to happen. As we start to wind down and the final third of this race starts to really come around, you can see I'm getting more comfortable, and the McLaren driver is getting more uncomfortable. And you can see that by the lines that he's choosing to take. All of them are very defensive breakpoints. He's guarding the inside line to make sure that I can't switch back and that it is covered when I try to go around the outside. He will be in better positions. You can see he's really trying to keep me behind so that they can maintain the control of the race. And with our pace this close, he knows, just as I know, that it's going to come down to, does he make a mistake? Can I keep this pace up? Does he make a mistake? Sitting behind him, you can see that his lap times and his mistakes are causing me to have issues as well, but I'm not quite within striking distance in my best corners, which are the the tight left hairpin at the beginning and into the fast right kink, and this fast left kink into here. And from here, on the exit of this fast sweeping right, from the chicane on, I lose time, but I gain time all the way before it and after the hairpins as well. So if I can stay close, eventually the time I gain is going to outweigh the time that he is pulling away from me in these sections. So in these sections, it's not necessarily about going faster, more as it's about maintaining my pace through those areas so that I can take advantage of where I am faster. I'm never going to be able to catch him in that area, at least not with my skill on the track and my track knowledge currently, right? So I have to keep my pace at that level to make sure that I can maintain pressure and keep gaining time when I am in my advantage areas of the track.
Let's go.
As you can see, it is helping,
46.4.
and we are pushing each other faster and faster and faster, and my pace is now starting to push his pace.
Wall.
Watch as we go into this section, as we come up to this tight left that goes into this fast swooping downhill and uphill section. You can see I start to gain time, especially through these faster corners. And this is the part of the track where I need to be playing my advantage, because this is where I am faster. And that changes once we get around this corner. As we get further into this lap, you can start to see that both of us have kind of settled into a rhythm. The, worry that the McLaren driver had earlier in the last lap seems to be going away, and we are getting closer and closer and closer to this side-by-side battling, and we're right there with each other. Our pace is very close. It just really comes down to who can continue to do it and who can keep that pace up to this level. Unfortunately for the McLaren, he cuts a little too tight on the apex, which causes him to go a little too far out and slip and lose control on the exit of that corner, which was enough for me to get right in front. Now I do the same thing he did to me and go a little slower into this corner to set myself up for my advantage going into what could be not the last lap, but the second to last lap here. It's allowed me to kind of get some room and set myself up going into turn one, so because I know I'm slower than him in turn one, but as soon as we exit turn one, from here up until the very tight chicane, I'm actually faster. So I needed to give myself the space going down the straight to where I didn't have to defend going into T1, and instead could take my line with enough time so that I could use this section of the track to pull away from him, because I know I'm faster here, and I know that he's going to start to try and push harder and potentially make mistakes while trying to catch me, instead of doing what I was doing and just letting me go in these sections and really putting the pressure on and applying it from that chicane all the way down to these hairpins because the McLaren was faster there. Unfortunately for that driver, it's not what happened. And once I got the clear air, because I got the clear air going into the section where I am strongest, I think the gap that I created kind of made him worry a bit more as I throw my potential 45 lap here. Always gotta enjoy it, but I was able to take advantage of that because I was close enough and because I wasn't trying to push and pass in areas that weren't going to allow me to. I used the race conditions and the things that happened in front of me to make that pass even possible, right? Even if he hadn't slipped out on the exit of that turn, going into those next two turns, there was a very strong chance that I was either going to be able to pass or look for an opportunity to disrupt his flow and let him know that I am here. This is the lap that it's going to happen. So I think eventually I would have gotten this pass done, but I did get lucky that there was that little slip on the exit. Not my favorite way to gain a lead, but it happens sometimes. And either way, this was probably one of my favorite races that I have ever done on ACC, and I really was amazed with how close this battle was. He led for half the race, a little bit over half the race, and I got to lead for a little bit less than that last third. And I think both of us just did very well. No contact. Everyone was very respectful, and I really appreciated this type of a race. As you will see here in a little bit, it doesn't quite always go that way. But coming back to ACC, learning the Hungaroring for the first time, it was a great experience. This was a great race, and thank you CW for
Nice race,
an absolutely amazing time.
Green light, give it all you can.
Shut up.
Now, that wasn't my only race for the day, but this is the other one that I did do as well. This would be race 3 for the day, and I just wanted to go ahead and let you see this one because the beginning is eventful. So let's hop on board.
They bad. Watch my friend.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Okay, dude, what the hell are you doing with this Porsche, bro?
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Get on.
Car on the right.
Oh my, what is
What the
happening?
hell? What was that?
What the f is going on?
We were clear, right?
I don't know. I don't think I hit you.
I don't think you hit me either.
I got caught up with the Merc.
Did you get hit on the right?
Yeah.
Okay, that explains it. I'm sorry that you got the worst of that.
All good.
Car on the
On
left.
T1, the Porsche pushed me on the inside, and I had nowhere to go. I was trapped, so I dove. I was just fucking trapped. I swear, this fucking Lambo again. this
What is
Lambo,
going on?
dude. I don't know. Like, he's not even braking. He's like, nah, dude. I'm stuck behind the laggy guy again. Stop, please. I don't have a keybind set for their flashlights. It's set to my TC. Literal pain. Okay, yeah. Leave. You.
From there on out, it was pretty much smooth sailing. The rest of the race was pretty uneventful. It was a lot of me just trying to catch this BMW, who was definitely faster than me and just kind of kept pulling away. On a positive, I did end up hitting 45s, and I kept pushing my best lap lower and lower and lower throughout this race, which is great. You know, when you're in a race like this and you're just kind of in open air, the best thing you can ask for is just to improve your lap times. That's exactly what I did.